Guys, thanks for joining me today. We're in the garage. This is my 2024 Model Y long range. Love the car. I've had it a few months, only have a few hundred miles on it. Today I want to talk about all of the charging adapters that are available so that you can charge your car when you're out on the road. Now this is the most unique thing with a Tesla or any electric car for that fact, and that is that when you're out away from your house, not every charge station uses the same plug. In fact, there's 4 major ones that we're going to talk about today. Now this is for all the Teslas in North America. They all use the same plug and charging port, and that is called the NACS, the North American Charging Standard. And that's going to be the regular Tesla plug. This is the mobile connector. The mobile connector is something you can purchase. It's $250 on the Tesla website. This I would recommend at least doing this. Do the mobile connector so that way you have a charging plug that you can use at home, and then you can also use away from home as well. So all of the Tesla charging stations, like the Tesla superchargers, or some businesses have put in the Tesla destination chargers, those are just the wall connector that are available for usually customers. They're all going to use this same plug, this North American charging standard, the NACS plug. So obviously, when you encounter a Tesla plug at the superchargers or the destination chargers or at home, you're not going to need an adapter. This will plug directly into your car. And I would highly advise when you're out there looking for charging, look for a Tesla supercharger or a destination charger. Those are going to be the easiest to use. You don't need an adapter, and they're easy to find because the car will just route you directly there. All right, so the next charging adapter you're going to want to look at, and this generally comes with the car. Most cars since 2012, when Tesla came out with the Model S, they included this adapter here. This is called the J1772 adapter. So you can see on this end, this plugs into the Tesla. This end plugs, the J1772 handle plugs into this, and then you're able to charge your car. Commonly where you find these types of plugs that's going to use this adapter are going to be places that are like level 2 charging. So that level 2 charging is like charging you'd have at your house. Like it's going to give you about 15 to 30 miles of range per hour of charge. So it's not going to be very fast, but if you have a couple of these maybe near where you work or where you're commuting to or where you're staying or even by your house, you can go charge at those stations. You just need to have this adapter. If you don't have this, I'll leave a link down below. Maybe if you bought your car used and the original owner didn't include it or forgot to include it, you'll still want to have this. So grab you one of these. They're cheap. It's always good to have this so that you can level 2 charge your car when you're away from home. The next 2 charging adapters are going to be fast charging options. Now this one here is called the CCS adapter. Tesla came out with this a couple years ago. It's an adapter that will plug into the CCS handle and it will plug into the car. This goes into the Tesla, the CCS handle goes into right here. These are going to be fast chargers. You can find these from 25 kilowatts all the way to 350 kilowatts. There's some like EVgo, Electrify America networks, charge points that have the 250 or 350 kilowatt charging. So that's just as fast, or if not faster, than the Tesla superchargers. So to charge at those, you do have to have this adapter and your car has to be enabled, and I'll show you how that works in just a minute. So this is something that you'll want to have if your car can support CCS charging. Now the last one I want to talk about, this is the CHAdeMO adapter. This I bought right when I bought my car in 2021. And the reason I bought this one is because there's a fast charger by my house that's free. It's provided by my utility provider at their substation. They have what they call the CHAdeMO or CHAdeMO. I'm not sure exactly the pronunciation of that, but it's a big blue handle. Typically that is what the Nissan Leafs use, is this type of a plug. It's a big blue handle, it plugs into here. Commonly you'll see the CHAdeMO plug and the CCS plug on the same unit. Like where I have a free charger, there's the CHAdeMO plug and then there's also the CCS plug. Sometimes the charger you can only use one at a time, so it's compatible with 2 different plugs, but you can only use one at a time, so you want to make sure if you can use both. If someone's using the CCS and you want to use the CHAdeMO, you need to make sure that it can support dual cars charging at the same charger. Now Tesla no longer makes this plug. I bought this on their website in 2021. It was around $400, so the only way to find this plug is to find it on eBay or someone reselling them. And it is common to see those. A lot of people are not using this as much. That plug standard, the CHAdeMO plug standard, is not being used as much. And I don't know if Nissan's still using that, but the older Nissan Leafs used this type of plug here, this type of an outlet. And so there's several fast chargers available that still use this, and if you have this type of a charging adapter, you would be able to fast charge your car at one of these plugs. This portion of the video has been sponsored by Weize car floor mats. This is their 6-piece Tesla Model Y full mat set. It includes floor liners for the driver and passenger seats, rear seats, front trunk, and the rear trunk sub area. This custom fitting mats provide full coverage of the floor areas. Designed to offer maximum protection of the Model Y from spills, stains, dirt, mud, and snow, the raised edge gives extra protection for spills and wet items. Made of premium quality TPE material that cleans up very easily, 100% odorless, these will preserve the look of your Tesla interior for years to come. Now, concerning these 3 charging adapters, this J1772 one will work with all J1772 plugs. You don't have to get any software. You don't have to enable anything. You don't need any retrofit. They'll all work with that, so you're good to use this. Now, the CCS plug adapter, this is a different story. Pretty much all cars that are 2021 and newer, this is all Teslas, 2021 and newer, have the software and hardware enabled so they can use this adapter with a CCS plug. If your car's older than a 2020, you probably don't have CCS charging enabled. Now you can check that to see if your car is enabled. If you go into the screen, go into the control panel, under software, and then you go under additional vehicle information, it will say CCS and third-party NACS DC fast charging. It will say disabled, not available. On this one, this is a 2024, it says enabled, so we're good there. So I can use this, but if your cars, let's say you have like a 2019 or 2018 Tesla Model 3 or something like that, right? Most likely it says disabled or not available. If you still want to use the CCS fast charging, you can go to Tesla, the service center, and get it retrofit. There's some kind of software, some kind of hardware needed in order to be able to do that. You buy the plug, you buy the service. I'm not sure what the cost is right now. I remember when it first came out, it was like you had to buy the charging plug, which was $300, and then $400 for the installation, so it was like $700 or $800. I didn't think it was worth it at the time because I had a 2015 Model S, and I thought, oh, maybe I need to have that have CCS charging available, and I didn't feel that would have been worth it. It depends on how much you're going to be fast charging on non-Tesla superchargers, like outside third-party DC fast chargers, to see whether it's worth it to get your car retrofitted to use the adapter. If your car is already enabled for this charging adapter, it makes sense to buy this and keep it in your car. That way, if you ever need to charge at a third-party charger, then you have the ability to do so. Concerning the CHAdeMO, you don't need any kind of special software or anything enabled. Any Tesla can charge with this CHAdeMO adapter. You just have to buy it. And they're harder to come by now. Like I said, they're discontinued, and so they're not really available, really just secondhand on the third market. You'll find them on eBay from probably $300 to $700, $800. But this is one of the charging solutions that I use for my Tesla Model S. Now, this is my 2013 Tesla Model S. It's an 85. This has kind of been my project car. I've got a whole playlist for this car if you're curious about this. I've had this about 3 or 4 months. This car does not have CCS charging enabled. So the only option I have third-party charging on this car is using this CHAdeMO adapter. And so because I have this, I can use this. I can go to third-party adapters that have the blue CHAdeMO plug. I can plug into this, and I can DC fast charge this car with this adapter. So it does make sense, if you don't have CCS enabled, to maybe find one of these, so that way you have the option to do so. Now, as a reference point, if I go into this car's menu in software and under additional information, you can see that CCS charging is not available on this car yet. Now, it can be, any car can get retrofitted for that, but there is an additional cost, several $100s at the Tesla service center to do so. But a lot of new car manufacturers for EVs are now switching to the Tesla plug, the NACS plug, so a lot of these adapters are going to be obsolete in probably 10, 15 years, because most charging stations are going to be all Tesla NACS plug. And if you have a Tesla, that's your plug anyways. You'll plug right in, it'll be no problem. The Tesla supercharger network is the gold standard when it comes to reliability, the amount of stations, how well they work. And so I've never had the need to be able to charge outside of that. So can you get away with not getting these adapters? Yes, most likely you can. The only reason I have them is because I have free fast charging available near my house that I can take advantage of. The nearest supercharger to me is over 25 miles away, so it's not very close. And so even though my Model Y has free supercharging for as long as I own it, I still don't get take advantage of that often because it's not that close. But there is a fast charging station close to my house that uses the CCS plug or the CHAdeMO plug. So having both of those available for my cars is very helpful. Guys, well, hopefully this information was helpful. As you travel in your Tesla, as you go out in your community, as you road trip, you're going to find these different plugs out there, these non-Tesla plugs. And I find it helpful to have at least the adapters to be able to use them, especially if they're free. That's what makes them very attractive. But do your research. I also recommend downloading the PlugShare app. There's an app called PlugShare. Download that. That way you're able to search chargers in your area or an area that you're traveling to. You're able to see what's available, the cost of the charging. Is it free? Is there a cost to charge there? And a big shout out to Weize floor mats for sponsoring a portion of this video. See the link down below. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.